have two issues with them that we're focused on. One is we want to make sure that bad people cannot use these currencies to do bad things. Cannot use these currencies to do bad things.
And then they did dumps. They call them dumps, big massive dumps.
Is this your homework, Larry?
Ask him about the car, man.
Is this yours, Larry? Is this your homework, Larry?
Is that your car out front?
Is this your homework, Larry?
We know it's his fucking homework. Where's the fucking money, you little...
Boom, what's going on, guys? Johnny here with another 3-candle collective Bitcoin and cryptocurrency update. If you guys could go ahead and like and subscribe and smash that bell for all the latest and greatest from us over here at 3-Candle Collective. All right, without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into this. This is the Bitcoin 4-hour chart. Again, you know, we are looking for a retracement here sometime in Bitcoin's near future. However, I'm not sure that we are going to get that within the next few days. It looks like we did break out of this ascending channel and we've moved back into it over the weekend. So Bitcoin is looking actually pretty bullish at the moment. If we go ahead and take a look at the CME chart, there is a gap from 17,830 all the way up to 18,270. Whether or not that gets filled, we'll see. There is, you know, a very likely possibility that it does. However, Bitcoin is maintaining support inside of this rising channel, letting me know that, you know, the bulls might be in full control here. So there is a very real possibility that we do get a retracement here soon. The retracement I would expect would be down to the 21 weekly EMA, sitting right at the top trend line of this huge double bottom on the weekly chart. Again, if you watch our videos, you would see that we talk about this pattern in just about every single one. And this would line up with our 21 weekly EMA right at about 13,190. And then we have our 13 weekly EMA right at about 14,468 and our 8 weekly right at around 15,743. So those are our 3 priority retracement targets. So if we do see the price start to head south and head south fast, or just start a slow movement to the downside, this is where we will have our buy order set and ready to enter into the next leg to the upside. However, guys, we have not yet gotten our blow off top out of the Bitcoin price since the parabolic move to the upside. So that is something that I'm definitely still looking for. Since price action did make it back into this channel, I'm looking at a move to the upper side of this channel, which does line up with the, which fib extension would that be? Does line up with the, let's say, fib extension from this pivot to here. It lines up right with the 1 fib extension here, so that, you know, that adds a little confluence to that bullish idea. However, you know, if Bitcoin comes up here and gets rejected, you know, we could see another movement to the downside, again keeping this channel alive. However, if we do break through, we can see Bitcoin hitting 21,402, and then from there, if it continues to move to the upside, we should see 24,016, and then, you know, from there we should be due for a correction at any time. So that's really, guys, what I'm looking for. I really don't recommend trading this price action where it is, because we could get this blow off top at any point. And right now, you know, we've had a pretty significant recovery over the weekend, a lot of green candles in here, so we should be getting some recovery, or excuse me, some retracement to the downside at some point. Again, there is that CME gap open, and today is November 30th, the Bitcoin futures and options settlement dates. So we could see some volatility out of the Bitcoin price today just for that reason. But to be honest, guys, since Bitcoin moved back into this channel, things are looking extremely bullish. Now, one thing you could do, if you're not in this trade, or not in a trade as it is, since we know we're likely going up to the top part of this rising channel, a retest buy of this lower trend line is not a terrible idea. However, with the CME gap down there at 17,847, I really see the Bitcoin price coming down. So be careful, you guys don't get stopped out or get liquidated being irresponsible trading with a ton of leverage. All right, let's move on. I did post this trade setup over the weekend in the trading group, which congratulations if you guys did take this trade, but I did, and I actually did pretty well on this one. So we got the breakout of this rising channel, yeah, and then we had the retest. Came down out of the retest. We put in almost a ascending triangle here where Bitcoin broke to the upside. So once we broke that to the upside, more of an ascending triangle. I mean, it could be a symmetrical triangle, but symmetrical triangles at the bottom of a bearish move are more or less bear flags. So yeah, so we got the move to the upside. Bitcoin then consolidated right here, and if we move to the 15-minute chart, this is where I decided to enter this trade. So Bitcoin came up, saw forming this bull flag here. So what I did was I entered on, the test of this trend line here. And then I kept my position all the way till up here. So our target right at about 18,578 has been met. Where we're going from here, I'm not really sure. This does look like a pretty significant point of resistance, as it was support before the dump on 25th of November. So we're just kind of waiting around here to see price action give us some sort of indication which way is it going to go. Now, if we look at, let's go back to this chart. Hash ribbons indicator. This indicator has been so incredibly accurate over the years. We did just get a buy signal in the hash ribbons indicator just in time for this nice little dump off here. Also on the 4-hourly RSI, the case could be made that we have some hidden bullish divergence here. It really just depends on when you're taking your swing low to swing low. We are looking bullish on our volume weighted MACD. Possibly headed towards a bearish cross on our regular MACD, but this really isn't starting to turn over yet, so we really can't make that assumption. We are heavily overbought, on the 4-hour Stoke RSI. So a cool off here would likely be necessary before going ahead and again retesting the top part of this ascending channel trend line. So looking for some more bullish confluence here. The DXY is very important in what Bitcoin's doing, but then again, so are traditional markets. Again, we have the S&P 500 continuing to move up. How? I don't know. Actually, I do know, but this just doesn't make sense. As the Fed continues to print more dollars and dilute the purchasing power of the dollar, we're going to see prices of things rise. Some of those things are going to be stock market or markets, just markets in general. So we're going to see the S&P probably hit further new highs. We could move up another 12% here. I mean, look at this double bottom into a bullish confirmation of this top trend line into a bullish continuation, probably up to my target at 3,994. Looking pretty bullish there for S&P 500. Again, if we look at the DXY, so DXY is in a bearish diamond top formation, and if we get this bearish continuation out of the DXY, we can expect some significant price increases out of Bitcoin, gold, silver, and possibly the stock market. Now, what I could see happening here is, the DXY taking a plummet, and then if something were to happen with traditional markets, say the stock market started to crash or the S&P started to crash, market participants would then sell their positions for dollars. Dollars would then have an increase in demand, a slight increase in purchasing power, which would be shown on this chart as a bounce, probably off some sort of EMA. And then we would see Bitcoin, gold, and silver drop in price as the dollar gains strength. But then after the dollar gets its bounce, we should see Bitcoin and gold moving further to the bullish side. Now, I in one of the videos I did a couple days ago, I talked about this inverse correlation. Basically, every time the DXY moves up 1%, we get about or moves up, 1%, we get about 10% correction out of Bitcoin and GBTC. If the DXY moves down 1%, we get about a 10 to 15% move to the upside. So this is only going to get more and more dramatic as the dollar loses more and more purchasing power. But again, if the dollar does break this bearish diamond top to the downside and meet its measured move, that is a pretty significant move to the downside here. So we could see that's about 9 cents, almost 20%, and that would be a 200% move out of Bitcoin and GBTC. But we'll see. I mean, that's a lot to say, but as the dollar continues to move to the downside and it reaches that 79% range on the index, we could see some things get a little out of hand. How are altcoins looking? Well, this is our Bitcoin dominance chart. We are in this descending broadening wedge, which is a bullish continuation pattern. However, price action attempted to break out, came back inside of the pattern. So until we break this upper trend line or this overhead resistance here, I'm not sure what Bitcoin dominance is going to do. It actually looks like it's going to move sideways here for a short amount of time before potentially breaking to the upside. And if we do break, the measured move is about 24.87%, which would send altcoins back down. So be careful, guys. At any point this dominance chart could break out to the upside. Just want to make sure that you are positioned well in your altcoins and you have your stop losses set. Our total crypto market cap is looking extremely bullish. Again, very similar price action to Bitcoin. We have this descending broadening wedge, broke to the upside, retested and confirmed this top trend line. Also, this much larger symmetrical triangle broke out, retested top trend line, confirmed, and continues moving to the upside. We did get this small correction here, but it does seem to have momentum in its favor, and we should see a $673.931 billion total market cap before the end of 2020. So things are looking pretty bullish, guys. A ton of money coming into this market. And that's the first thing you notice in a bull run are when bearish patterns start breaking bullish. That's how you know it's real. Ethereum. So looking like we might get a move to the downside out of Ethereum. Again, I have my Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin ratios here. Basically just lets me know which asset to be in at that time. And it looks like Ethereum is going to lose a little position that it might have already given back to Bitcoin. Yeah, looks like Bitcoin is going to gain some ground on Ethereum. So we could be seeing some bearish price action here out of Ethereum. And Bitcoin right now looks like it could be breaking out of the pattern that it just came back in. So let's go ahead and take a peek at that real quick. Bitcoin, what are you doing? 15-minute chart. Nope, retesting. We're still inside of this pattern. We'll see how far it comes down. But if it does break this trend line, we could see further move to the downside, possibly down here to 17,847, which would successfully fill the CME gap. And what I actually do have a buy order set right here, just in case we do get the movement down to that specific price range. Trading CME gaps has made me a lot of money in the past. However, it doesn't always work. And they don't always close the gaps specifically at the numbers the gaps exist, because all the exchanges vary a little bit. So you have to be a little conservative or round off your order placement there. So let's go ahead and take a peek at a couple of altcoins. Cardano's looking bullish. It is maintaining support right here on this upper trend line. This was former resistance, now turned to support. We could see further move to the upside. However, Cardano is looking at some strong overhead resistance. If it is able to break out of here, I could see a near 100% move all the way up to 1,484 Satoshis, which would be extremely bullish for ADA and a really good sign. I want to talk about KSM. KSM, one of my favorite projects, has broken past our breakout buy area. We did nail these aggressive buys down here, and now we are just watching our positions increase here. Our first take profit is going to be right at around 4,158 sats, 38% move. Actually not 38% move, a 88% move from the breakout of this falling wedge. So KSM is looking very, very good. Let's take a peek at YFI. I have this trend line drawn due to fibs and extensions. I do see the price coming down to right around 0.7 BTC, which, you could get it for about half the price it is right now. If it does come down there, I'm not in a position with YFI, but if we do get a move to the lower trend line of this triangle, then I will definitely look at getting into YFI. Now, DOT is one of the better projects out there right now. Fundamentals are very strong here. Chart is also very strong. It looks like we are getting a test of this upper trend line of this falling wedge. Look for a breakout, retest of this trend line, confirm the breakout, and then a move to my T1 at 44, almost 45%, right around 35,000 sats. Very, very good entry point right there with DOT. We could see a nice strong move over these next couple of weeks to months out of DOT. Now Band again, it's been pretty quiet lately, and we are just waiting for Band to kind of get back on its feet and start taking off again. But we have hit my aggressive buy area here. I do have an aggressive buy area B just in case we did get that extra move to the downside, but we are maintaining support here. We have moved out of this falling channel, and it looks like we might be getting a double bottom out of the Band price right now. So Band looks pretty strong against Bitcoin. Again, I trade all of my altcoins against Bitcoin. I'm not really interested in USDT. So I really only trade altcoins that are going to gain some ground on Bitcoin. We'll take a peek at Chainlink to wrap this up. Chainlink might get another move to the downside. Not much. Somewhere right, well, from where it is now, about a 20% move from where it is now. I do have my buy order set right here at right around 60,000 sats. So depending on how much further it corrects, or if it's done, it might be done. But I do have a buy the breakout above this level just to be safe here. But what we could be looking at again is another falling wedge out of Chainlink, and I actually think that's exactly what we're looking at. So we could get a move down here to this lower trend line, and once we break out, if you're a breakout trader, you don't want to enter until we reach past this breakout line right at around 97,000 sats. But Chainlink again is looking mega bullish, and I'm excited to see what Chainlink does in this next alt cycle. All right, guys, with that said, that's it for today. I hope y'all had a wonderful weekend. I hope you're excited for another week of insane, crazy trading. Again, thank you so much. Please like, please subscribe, please ding that bell, and I'll see you all tomorrow.
I want to withdraw $600,000 of cash.